Did you know that before Egypt was Egypt, the Nile River was actually blue? The Nile River has been the lifeline of Egypt for thousands of years. But did you know that before it was the color of muddy water, the ancient Egyptians kept it blue by dumping 35 million tons of blue paint into it every year? The reason they painted the river blue is because it was a sacred river to them. It was the home of their gods, and they believed that keeping it blue would keep their gods happy. But the river wasn't always blue. In fact, there was a time when the Nile River was the color of the sky. You see, the Egyptians weren't the first people to live in Egypt. There was a civilization that came before them called the Kemet, and when the Kemites came to power, they changed everything. They built pyramids and temples, and they made the Nile River the center of their religion. They believed that the river was the home of their gods and that the gods were very particular about the color of the water. It had to be blue. So every year the Kemetic priests would dump 35 million tons of blue paint into the river to keep it blue. This went on for centuries. And when the Egyptians came along, they adopted the Kumite religion and kept the tradition of painting the Nile blue alive. It wasn't until the modern era that someone actually asked the question, why is the Nile blue? And when they found out that it was just a bunch of ancient Egyptians trying to keep their gods happy, they couldn't help but wonder, why didn't they just make the river the color of the sky like the communists did?